Today we'll be learning about goal setting template, the kind of goal setting template that can set you up on earning 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures in your business and can really give you a huge financial turnover at the end of the year. I believe you must have seen this template for my thumbnail. I'm also going to add it in the description box. So let's get right into it. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Abisola Oyemi and I'm the founder of Royal Bags. Royal Bags is the bag manufacturing company here in Nigeria, and I'm so glad to have you here on my YouTube channel. Here we'll be learning about business growth, business development, and of course personal development. I'm glad you're here. Please hit the subscribe button and of course the post notification bell so that you're always notified when a new video comes on. First thing in the template is executive summary. When you're having this summary, you should also put a space for evaluation. So before you set any goal for a new year or for a new plan, it's always wise that you think and evaluate on what you've done in the past so that you can check your mistakes, make necessary adjustments, and then see what you've even done and check your success in the past. So in the executive summary session, you're going to put your sales vision for 2025. If you don't have a vision or anything you are aiming at, it is most likely that you will not even achieve anything, or you just be posting all through the year. So have a vision. So I put it here that you should highlight your major priorities this year. For a lot of business owners, your major priority is to increase revenue, right? So put it there and put it there in specifics. How much do you want to turn over to gain revenue this year? Do you also look at training people? How many people do you intend to train? How do you intend to train them? Are you also looking at doing CSR? CSR is corporate social responsibility. Are there things you are looking out to do for in your business this year? Are you looking at introducing new products, new sales? Are you looking at targeting new places? So have a summary written down of the overview of what you have decided to do in your business for the year, because this is what will give you direction for all the months of the year. That's the first part of the template. Great. So the next thing in the template is your sales goals overview. Like I said, the first thing you need to do is to evaluate. So what did you do last year? What was your sales like? Were you able to sell 1,000 of your product, 500 of your product, 20 of your product? That would make you think and project for what you want to do in 2025. So if your sales goals last year, if you sold 20 pieces of your product, you may really want to be looking at selling 100 or selling 200 this year. So what's your sales goals overview for this year, 2025? In the template, you have it broken down into steps, into months. So you can break it down: January, February, March, April, May, till December. So what sales are you looking at? What number are you looking at? On the target metric, put your target number that you want to make in a month. Let's say you want to sell 50 or 200 or 1,000 of your product that particular month. Put it there. If there are peak months for your products, maybe there are some festive seasons that you know that you sell more in that season, you want to increase the sales goals that you're putting for that month. And then also put a timeline. So I add this there. So your timeline could be monthly, your timeline could be quarterly. You could put that down there. So maybe you want to make 10 million in a quarter, or you want to make 10 million in a month. So add a timeline. Usually timeline keeps you in check and it makes you make progress faster, and it helps your momentum in meeting up with your goal. But if you just leave your goal there and there's no timeline, there's no job that you set to it, you just leave it coasting and you might at the end of the day not meet your goal. Add a timeline and then put responsible team or person. So let's say in your business you have a marketing team and there's a sales goals you are putting down for them. Put them there. If you are a small business owner and you are the marketer, you are everything. So put your name down there as well, so that you know that you're the one responsible to drive these sales. And then something I'm going to add here: as a business owner, you are the chief salesperson for your business. So go all out. I mean, carry your business on your head. Don't feel timid, don't feel shy. Don't let anybody dim your light, or don't let anybody make you feel like you are doing too much. You're not doing too much, because you've got to make the money, right? First thing is to write down your executive summary, and the second thing in this template is to understand and write down your sales goals overview for 2025. So the third thing on the template, and I know this is where the tea lies, this is where all entrepreneurs get excited because sales is king, right? Third thing is the sales strategy. There's a saying that you can't keep doing the same thing the same way and you're expecting a different result. If 2024 wasn't the best year for you sales wise now, you can't expect to do the same thing you did in 2024 and be expecting a different result or maybe more sales in 2025. You're really going to need to do something different. In this template here, I already put some sales strategy ideas that I've used that has worked for me, which I believe can also work for you too as an entrepreneur. So the first thing is product development. You can think in line of what you currently do and think of what you can add that can actually be a huge source of income for your business, or a huge way that sales can come in. For example, if you sell shoes, have you explored shoes for some people? Maybe shoes for kids, for large size people, shoes for people that have longer feet, shorter feet. If you do event planning, have you considered getting targeting a niche, maybe planning events for younger kids, for intimate weddings alone, or just think of new products you can develop in your craft that can actually be the lead to your big sales. So for me, there's a particular product in my brand I would call a magic product. That product alone actually brought us a lot of sales in the last year, and I could say it was even part of the product that brought us the major part of that 7 figures I'm talking about here, because that product seems to be the product that a lot of people love and it brought in more sales. So you may really want to think, maybe in your craft, what is it that you currently do? Maybe a product that you currently have that you need to put out more, or a product you need to think that people would really need. Do some research, look at your competitors, check what people love, check what people really need and what people are in dire need of. You want to add that to your product. So the next thing that can also increase your sales this year is your pricing strategy. Some of you sell good product but you are pricing it wrongly, and there's something I always say: your product is not too expensive. No matter how high you're calling your product, you will still see people that will buy from you. You know, there's this saying that if you call your product in a particular price, or if you make it too pricey, people will not buy it. Do not believe that myth. It's a myth, because no matter how high you call your product, there are still people, a lot of people in that category that are still going to really buy from you. So you may really need to check your pricing strategy. If you're selling for 2,000 naira, things are not the same anymore. Maybe that's why it doesn't look like you're making so much sales. You really need to check your pricing strategy and see if you need to increase some prices so that you can have more and a higher turnover this year. One more thing I also want to add is training development. You see, I read it in a book in 2020 and it has really helped me a lot in my business. I mean, for a business now, you have a training arm, you have the product arm, and your business can also have the service arm. So you may really want to consider the training arm this year for you to make more sales. And you see, training in your business is like a passive income, a way that you can make money while sleeping, right? And then you can also expose your business to a lot of countries, because you don't have to be there personally training these people. You can train these people virtually. You can consider training people, having online courses. You can consider having courses you have put together, courses you recorded, people watch them, you sell them to people in Nigeria, sell them to people outside the country, and then you make a lot of sales, because these people is like everyone exporting your knowledge. They are paying you in foreign currencies, and then this in a way will really increase your turnover at the end of the year. I'm giving you some ideas, literally. I've given you product development, look into your products, and I've also talked about having a niche. If you don't have a niche, you really want to do that. Check your USP. USP means unique selling points. You may also want to know what sets me apart in my business, and once you know what sets you apart in your business, loud it and really make it loud. If it's the size of your products, if it's the colors you mix together, if it's how you make your customer feel, if it's your branding, if it's your, it could be maybe the way you are, your sales team, maybe you do a little dance when someone walks into your store. It could be the way you make people feel, maybe the tip you add, maybe the gifts you add. Just think of what you do differently in your brand and then really capitalize on it. All of these things can make you more sales. I've talked about training, pricing strategy, and I've also talked about customer relationships. So all of these would add to your sales this year. You can also sit and think about more things you can also add to your sales strategy this year that will bring you more sales. Let's go to number 4, and number 4 is target market. You need to have a clear understanding of who your target market is. You don't sell to everybody. You cannot sell to everybody. If you are targeting everybody and you think that everybody will buy from you, it means you don't even have a clear definition and nobody will actually buy from you. This year you should really be thinking, okay, what are the people that can buy from me? And that will even make you think if you need to expand your reach. If you are selling clothes, for example, you may really want to look at maybe corporate people, maybe people in schools. If you want to sell uniform in batch, maybe friends, maybe people in your community. So you may really want to think and expand your target. So know who your target audience is, know their age, know where they are, know what they like, know how they think, and then you can be able to sell to these people effectively. I put this there. One thing that can also help your target market is their geography. So you may really want to know, maybe this year you need to really change location. If you've been selling to Nigerians alone, you may really want to expand and try and see if you can sell to Ghanaians, if you can sell to people in Canada, if you can sell to people in other countries. If you are here in Nigeria, you may really want to sell to people in other countries so that their currency can also add to the value of your sale. I mean, there's currency devaluation here in Nigeria and there's naira depreciation. So you may really want to look into selling to people outside the country that have a higher currency value than we do, and then this can also bring a turnover to your business. And then check the solutions you are offering. So you can do some research. What countries in West Africa really value crafts? What country in Europe value what I do? And then before you know it, you're having people from those places and then they're buying your product. Fifth point here is your financial projection. You see, you have to know your financials. That's the thing for every business owner. Like I said earlier, you can't plan for a new year that you don't even know what you've done in the past year. So like I always say, be the best friend of your financial statement. So it's very easy. I want to believe that you have a proper bank account, that's a business account. And if you don't, you can have an account that is dedicated to your business alone. Every month, or at the end of every two weeks, or at the end of every week, you should actually download your bank statement so that you know what's coming in and then you know what's going out. For some of us, you are really making a lot of money, but because you've not actively checked, you really don't know that you've made that much. And if you are not in touch with your real figures, there's no way you're even going to release your faith or set a target for what's next. Before you do this financial projection, download your bank statement, know what you've done in the past year, know what you did in the past month, then it can help you project for the next year. The first field in the row is your revenue. How much are you looking at making in your revenue this year? And revenue is not profit. Revenue means the total amount that comes to your business, and then profit means that after taking out your cost of production or your overhead costs, what is left that is your profit, that belongs to your business. That is your profit. That is not your revenue. So you need to know what did you do in your revenue in 2024 and what are you projecting to do in 2025. So you add that there. You also go to your profit. How much was your profit last year? How much are you looking at making this year? So you add that to your profit section. Put a growth target. Are you looking at making a 100% growth margin this year, 20% growth margin, or a 10% growth margin, or a 50% growth margin? So you put that there in the growth percentage target. The next thing is your sales channels. This year, you really want to think, where do you think you want your sales to come from? Has it always been coming from one-on-one? Has it always been coming from referrals? So do you want to go into more platforms this year? Do you want to do more on-ground physical marketing? Do you want to think of more sales channels this year? Because all of this will actually make you make those sales. Because if you don't have a clear plan for where you want the sales to come from, so let's say, like I said earlier, under your sales strategy, so you could have plans for your trainings. So where do you want the people to come from? The people you want to train, where do you want to meet them? So do you intend to go to where they are? Maybe you want to train coppers, do you want to go to their lodges, do you want to go to their secretariats, do you want to train people online, do you want to run sponsored ads? All these things need to be clear and clearly defined, because the people you are looking for, where do you want to see them? So you need to put that channel there. The third thing I also want to put is your KPI. KPI means key performance indicator. And then, like I said, have a monthly or a weekly review target. So maybe weekly, maybe monthly, you're really checking, okay, so how do I know that I've met my goals? And have a monthly plan. I mean, with all the figures you wrote, it even shows you how far you've gone in your plan. So if you put there that every month you want to make 20 million, every month you want to make 5 million in revenue, and at the end of the month you're checking your figures, you're seeing that you're making 2 million in revenue, you can see that I've not met up with my target, and it can even make you know that, okay, there's more work to be done in the next month. You need to have a monthly sales, maybe a monthly sales meeting with yourself or with your friends or whoever is holding you accountable. Have your KPI, is it maybe 50 customer a month, so you can check with that, you can actually measure what you're doing with that. Okay, if you set a KPI for yourself to sell to 100 customers in a month, or to make 500 bags in a month, so how many did we make this month? Did we meet up with the target? What more do we need to do to get more leads this month? You need to put all of this down, really looking at making your delivery window shorter. Maybe you're a producer or you're a manufacturer, so maybe you manufacture pens. Maybe your delivery window in the past year was 20 days, so maybe your KPI is to see that this year the delivery window will really get lesser to 5 days. So that could be things you're measuring yourself against. So you should have this key performance indicator that is making you know part time or maybe monthly or weekly that, okay, we are making progress and we are doing something. We'll move to number 8, which is the action plan. If you've listened to this video and you're here, I'm so glad, because now we've gotten to the action plan. You see, everything makes sense when you actually get to it. Nothing makes sense when you make a goal and then you're not really committed to it. So have an action plan and then get to it. That's what makes it exciting. And make sure that you have a sustainable momentum throughout the year, because you don't want to just set a goal, write all your sweet figures down, everything is sounding exciting, you're thrilled, and then at the end of the day, there's nothing to show for it. So get to work. If you need to put a lot more pressure on your sales, put a lot more pressure on sales. If you need to do more in showing up more, coming up online, doing things that you need to do for your business, do them. Business is not for the faint-hearted. I mean, you might even be using this goal setting template for your services or for anything you're really looking at, maybe for your foundation or your organization, but nothing really comes cheap. You need to put in the work. You're looking at doing something different. You can't do the same thing. This year, as you've put down in your goal that this is what you want to do, you really want to put in the effort and then make sure you get to work. Put your action plan there and put lifelines. You can have quarterly review. There's something I usually advise. Also, break your goals down into time specific. If you have a goal to make 12 million naira in profits annually in 2025, so you may really want to break your goals down into time bounds. Sometimes a goal, if you set a goal, a figure or a big goal, it might really seem daunting, and then at the end of the day, you're not doing anything. So what I would advise you do, what I do, is that you break your goals goals down. So you can break it down into monthly targets. So maybe monthly you're looking at making 1 million naira in profit. Fortnightly you're looking at making 500,000. Weekly you're looking at making 250,000. So this really puts you in check, so that at the end of the week, if you've not made 250,000, it's easy to say, oh, I need to make more money next month, or I need to make more money next week, than for you to just wait till it's December and say, oh, I didn't make the 12 million naira. So it's good that you have things that are holding you, that they make your goal smart. Smart means make it specific, make it measurable, have action plan, and then make it reasonable, and then make it time bound. Have all these things. That the final part is the risk and contingency. So you really want to put it there. What are the things that might pose as a risk? So maybe you're looking at moving into a bigger space this year. So could it be landlord? If you're looking at maybe moving into a bigger space by June, there could be a risk of maybe you not meeting up with that June because of agents. So you may really put that there. Monitoring and review process. So this is where it really gets interesting. You really should have a way that you're reviewing your progress with your goals. This could be weekly check-ins. So maybe at the end of the week or fortnightly, you're really writing things that, okay, how far have I gone? Let me check my goals. Let me check what I've set. How many sales did we make? What did we do? And then you also want to have a monthly KPI performance review. So what did we do this year? How many did we sell? What are the things we're looking at? What are the things we're looking forward to? So all of this put together really makes a very brilliant goal set template for a year. I've used this in my business. It has really helped me a great deal. It has made me sell figures, and I really believe it can really make you even so much more. So for your business, for your ventures, your organization, I believe this will really work. I'm going to put the template in the description box, so you may really want to check. And one thing I'll say, a way to say thank you to me for sharing you this great value is to hit the subscribe button. I have a goal to reach 1,000 subscribers at the end of the year. So please do subscribe, tell your friends about my channel, share the video, and then I'll see you in the next one. Bye.